Okay, so today you guys are doing the Gummy Bear Lab. This lab is going to be an individual lab. However, you will share some of the supplies with the partner that you have sitting next to you, sharing your table space. To start, as an individual, you need your own gummy bear. You need your own small cup. You will get water from the sink. The sink that you will use is the one in the classroom. You will share a ruler between you and your partner. You will share a triple beam balance between you and your partner. And you will share a graduated cylinder between you and your partner. If you have a calculator, you can use that to do the math. Otherwise, use Google and type the problems in there to help you with the multiplication. When you are starting off, you need to use the ruler and you need to measure the bear. You are going to do this to find the volume of the gummy bear. To find the length of the gummy bear, you are going to place the gummy bear on its side and you are going to measure from the back to the front. Notice the gummy bear that is on the right side of that picture. It is easiest if you place the gummy bear on the ruler. You are measuring in centimeters. That means you are going to use decimals. It is going to be 1.8 centimeters, 2.4 centimeters. Record this number on the table in the correct location for the length. Next, you are going to measure the width. The width of the gummy bear is when the gummy bear is laying on its back. Look at the picture on the left. You are measuring from its left side to its right side. Again, placing it on the ruler is most helpful, measuring in decimals. Finally, you will measure the height. Easiest way to do this is to turn the gummy bear so that the ruler and the gummy bear are both facing the same direction, and place either the feet or the head of the gummy bear at 0 and measure the other end. Again, placing the gummy bear on the ruler is most helpful, recording in decimals. Record this in the correct location. Once you have done that, you then need to determine the volume of the gummy bear. That is done by multiplying your decimals, your length times your width times your height. That will give you your volume in cubic centimeters. It's important that you do this. Make sure you use a calculator if you're not confident with your multiplication. I just gave you some general measurements and whole numbers. Obviously, those are not going to work for your gummy bear. It's nowhere close. But if you measure accurately using the ruler, you will end up with decimals, and putting that in a calculator will help this process go by much smoother. Once you have the volume and the volume is recorded and labeled in the correct location, then you need to work on finding the mass of the gummy bear, just like we did in previous labs where you've determined the mass of various objects in the classroom. You're going to zero everything. Then you're going to place the gummy bear on the pan, and then you're going to use the riders. The middle rider is going to be too much, the back rider might be too much, and the front rider is what you're primarily going to use. So double check, make sure that you don't need the back rider, and then work on the front rider. You may find out that maybe you do need the back rider. Record this mass in grams on the table that is on your worksheet. The last step that you're going to work through today, or second to last step rather, is determining the density of the gummy bear. The mass that you took, you are going to divide that by the volume that you discovered using the calculator multiplying in the first step. So if you look at my mass of 20 grams, I divide that by my volume of 12 cubic centimeters. That's going to give me a decimal. Use a calculator. Mass divided by volume, and go to the hundredths place. So 1 point something something or 2 point something something, whatever your volume or your density happens to be, a number point something something, and label your density in grams per cubic centimeter, please. Put that in the correct spot on the table. Now you are done completing your table. The last step is for you to make a prediction as to what's going to happen when the gummy bear is left overnight in water. So flip this over, record this on your lab sheet on the back. That's the easiest space. Complete the sentence. I think that the gummy bear will blah, 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 whatever you think is going to happen. when it is left overnight in water. Make sure that the small cup that you picked up, you write your name on using one of my permanent markers. Make sure the permanent marker makes it back up there at the table or up there with Mrs. Wythe. Then you will go use the graduated cylinder. Get approximately 50 milliliters. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little less, that's okay. But if you approximate 50 milliliters of water, that should be enough. If you need to use a different amount, I will write that on the board. So you do that with the graduated cylinder, pour that into your cup, then put your gummy bear in the cup, and then go to the lab and find the table with your hour written on it and place your cup there. Tomorrow you will get to inspect what happened to your gummy bear, and we will go from there. If you have questions, please see Mrs. Wythe. Thank you.